And here in the United States, in a shocker, former President Donald Trump has questioned whether his Democratic rival Kamala Harris is really black or changed her racial identity for political gain. His remarks came while speaking at a convention for black journalists in Chicago on Wednesday.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
The interview between Donald Trump and the panel of journalists quickly intensified as he continued to make provocative comments on the vice president's race.
Always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is?
I think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
Now, to be clear, the vice president was born in Oakland, California, to an Indian-born mother and a Jamaican-born father, and has long identified herself as both South Asian and black. In 2021, she made history by becoming the first female, first black, and first Asian American vice president. Now, the White House was quick to respond to Donald Trump's comments, calling them repulsive and insulting.
As a person of color, as a black woman who is in this position that is standing before you at this podium behind this lectern, what he just said, what you just read out to me, is repulsive, it's insulting, and you know, no one has any right to tell someone who they are, how they identify. That is no one's right. It is someone's own decisions. I'll add this. Only she can speak to her experience. Only she can speak to what it's like. She's the only person that can do that. And I think it's insulting for anybody. It doesn't matter if it's a former leader, a former president. It is insulting. And we have to she is the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. We have to put some respect on her name, period.
Meanwhile, Vice President Harris addressed the contentious remarks herself, saying it was the same old show by her Republican rival.
This afternoon, Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve better. The American people deserve a leader who tells the truth, a leader who does not respond with hostility and anger when confronted with the facts. We deserve a leader who understands that our differences do not divide us. They are an essential source of our strength.
Meanwhile, Trump's running mate J.D. Vance echoed the same critique of the vice president's racial identity, calling her a phony for talking in a fake Southern accent during her recent rally in Georgia.
Kamala Harris is a phony who caters to whatever audience is in front of her. I don't know if you saw this, but earlier this week, look up the clip. She went down to Georgia and started talking with a fake Southern accent. I'm serious. Now, what the hell was that all about? Kamala Harris grew up in Canada. They don't talk like that in Vancouver or Quebec or wherever she came from. Doesn't matter. It's the same new liberal policies, but a different accent, whoever she's talking to. Now, on November 5th, she can go back to using her San Francisco accent, because we are going to send her packing and we're going to elect Donald Trump President of the United States.
Now, since launching her campaign just a few short weeks ago, the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee has faced sexist and racist attacks. And the attacks on her racial identity come just a day after a series of opinion polls showed her ahead of Donald Trump in key battleground states and closing the gap in other states such as North Carolina and Florida. Now, with about 3 months before voters head to the polls, it seems like Donald Trump's desperate attempts to blunt the vice president's momentum is doing anything but.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making First Post 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon will be crossed to the West Indies. What can we expect